of all trades, and welcome to my channel. I actually planned on like 6 different vlogs to film today, and then I got really busy with work, with my day job. And I wanted to actually, instead of doing any of the vlogs that I planned, I actually thought, why don't I tell you guys about my day job? Because it is kind of one of those jobs that's very in the media right now. I'm actually a virtual school teacher. I've been doing this for 10 years now. I'm in my 10th year of teaching. Yikes. But I am an online K through 12 teacher. And it's actually a very rewarding job. I love it so much. It's getting a lot of press right now because this is the year where, because of things happening in society like COVID and stuff like that, the influx of students needing virtual education is insane. And so I've been doing this long before that. I don't mean to sound like a hipster about it either. Just I've been doing this for so many years. So I'm coming at this from the perspective of, oh, this is just what I always do. But now I have new students that aren't quite used to it. And then other teachers are being basically pulled out of their classroom, thrown into this online arena and told, okay, go ahead. And I think one of the reasons I wanted to do this video is because there's a lot of misconceptions about what it's like to be an online teacher. So I kind of want to go through with you guys some misconceptions, but also like the good and the bad of teaching virtual school. First thing I want to address is one of the things people think, oh, well, you teach online, so you can just like be in your PJs all day. That's actually true. That's 100% true. I can absolutely be in my PJs all day unless I am teaching a virtual, like in the video, students can see me. Then I need to wear something nicer on the top. But can I wear my PJ bottoms all day? Yes. So that misconception is actually true unless you are, it's that whole meme thing where business meeting for work at home means wearing like a suit on top and then like fluffy PJ bottoms. And that's so true. But I'm actually working. I took a 10-minute break or whatever from what I'm doing to film this video because I just really felt like it. And I'm in the middle of calling parents and signing kids up for classes and planning my lessons that I'm going to be doing later today. And I'm wearing this. I'm wearing a lime green t-shirt with a panda on it and workout shorts because today is not one of those days where I'm in front of the students on camera. But I don't see why I wouldn't just wear this shirt. Honestly, it's fine. It's a fine shirt, but it's fine. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is that one of the major misconceptions right now is that being a virtual school teacher is easier than teaching in the classroom. I can't begin to tell you how much respect I have for teachers that do teach in the classroom. They go through things we don't go through. The idea that you can't leave your classroom unattended. So if you have to pee, oh well, that's like a thing. Having to buy so many classroom supplies just for your students' use. That's something that we don't go through. There's so much involved with being an in-class teacher that I don't want anyone to assume that just because what I'm about to say is that it's not easier means that being an in-class teacher is easier. They are the same amount of not easy. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Being a virtual school teacher is not easier than being an in-class teacher. Are certain things easier? Can I pee when I want to pee? Yes. Can I wear this to work? Yes. But the difference is that while they're in the classroom with the students, they're only in the classroom with the students from like 7 a.m. till 3 p.m. And then yes, some of them have after school stuff and then they go home and they have to grade papers and make lesson plans. The difference between that and what we do is that as a virtual school teacher, we never stop. I get phone calls from students at 11 p.m. and I answer them. Some teachers don't. I'm just that girl. I'm just like, you know what? If that's your peak working time, I'm still awake. Let's do this. Let me talk to you about some math. And so we never stop. It is a constant. We even have to work on the weekends sometimes because while your students are there, and I say yours, and like, well, their students are there in the classroom for only a set amount of time, our students work in our classroom on their own time. For some of them, that means Sunday, and they need to be able to reach us. So there is no shut off of our school. We are constantly on the ready to talk to a student and talk them through some math or science or social science or whatever we teach. And I think that's one of the major drawbacks to teaching online, but I still love it so much that it doesn't really bother me. Another thing is that when this is one of the things that breaks my heart, the whole it's easier to be an online teacher. You don't focus on easy or hard. The ones that are in the building have their other teachers right there with them all day, so they can talk to them, they can see them, they can talk about students when they see each other after school. My faculty, we don't really see each other. We have like a group chat, but we don't really see each other that often, so it's a little bit more difficult to keep track of everything. And the thing that breaks my heart the most about like the difference between teaching in person and teaching online isn't whether or not it's easier or harder. It's that one of my classes that I teach is I'm a music teacher, and I don't have students that I teach instruments to. Like, I'm the only music teacher in my county that doesn't have an orchestra, a band, a choir, like a group that I go, okay, class, pick up your instruments or ready your vocal cords and let's make music. I can't do that. I can teach them about music virtually. I can say, all right, guys, if you own a guitar, grab it. Let's try something, But I can't control what they own. I don't have a classroom full of supplies. So that's the hard thing about being a music teacher. The other thing is just like, for me, as a math teacher going, okay, here is the board. Here is me solving the problem step by step. Oh, you have a question? Awesome. Okay, let me go back to the step. Teaching that in person is so much easier, in my opinion, of like that step-by-step process rather than online having to deal with some kids are on chat, some kids are using their microphones, and you're like, okay, drawing on this. Do you know how hard it is to draw a math problem on like a whiteboard online, like on the computer? It's so frustrating. And just going through that step-by-step process, I would so much rather have a board. But if I did do that, the delay between me going, okay, and this, and then the students asking the question, me noticing if they have asked the question, and me going, okay, let me go back. There's just a lot to that. So it's really got its ups and downs, And I just, one day I'm going to do a vlog where I take you guys with me on a day in the life of a virtual school teacher. But to be 100% honest, I really need to clean my house first. So one day we will do that, but first I need to clean my house because it's not clean. I was like, maybe I'll do that today. And first of all, I'm too stressed out with what I'm doing with work. And the other thing is that my house is just kind of messy today. We're filming a video tonight. I'm filming videos on Sunday, like with my tap companies. I've got papers everywhere because of enrolling students. It's not a good look today. But what is it like to be a virtual school teacher? In short, it's rewarding, it's exhausting, it's necessary right now, which is kind of interesting because as a virtual school teacher, you kind of feel like the black sheep during normal year. You kind of feel like, oh, everyone just thinks you're in your PJs. And I am, but that doesn't mean I'm not working. But now people are looking to us for answers. People are going, I have to do this too now, and it's weird and different, and I don't like it. And I'm like, I know, it's okay. We've all been there. And so actually, the good news is we've created this nice relationship between brick and mortar teachers and virtual school teachers, and we're helping each other. We're learning from brick and mortar teachers things that they've found that work in the classroom that we're like, whoa, I didn't know that existed. I think that'll work virtually. And then vice versa, we're teaching them about all these online resources that they were like, what, that's a thing? And it's so exciting. And then I think the hardest part about being a virtual school teacher right now is the number of students that I have that don't want to be virtual. I think that's like the biggest thing. The number of kids that I have that are like, well, I'd rather be in brick and mortar, but I have to be here because it's safer, or I have to be here because my mom wants me to, or I have to be here because my school isn't open. And you just get this negativity from the students. And so you have to work extra hard to pep them up about doing virtual school. And that's pretty difficult, honestly, because they don't want to be there in the first place. Have you ever had to handle like teaching a class of kids that don't want to be there, or like babysitting a kid that just like doesn't like you? I mean, that's hard. But you find ways, you reach them. I find something that the kids like to talk about it. Don't even relate the class to it at first. Just talk about it. I have a kid that loves to talk about Volkswagens. I love Volkswagens. I own a Volkswagen. I love them. So I'm like, ooh, good, something I can talk to him about. We start talking about it, and he gets excited to be on the phone with his teacher at that point. And that's good. That's when you've got them in a good place. Then you slowly bring the conversation back to the class and figure out how you can take this thing that you just found out that they like and say, well, here in this virtual class, we can do this. I can modify the class to include things that you like, and we can talk about it in a group setting. Or you can text me when you need to and say, hey, for financial algebra, blah, blah, blah. Also, what do you think about this Volkswagen? And I'll be like, hey, for class this, and I like it. You know, so you get this closer relationship a little bit with your students outside of class. But it's really hard to explain, but you gotta find those things that they like and use that to convince them to enjoy the virtual school process, because not all of them are going to like it. But you got to make them enjoy it at least enough to get through it for now. I think that's probably the hardest thing. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little info about what I do for my day job, one of my 8,000 day jobs. One of these days I'll do a vlog and tell you guys about all of my jobs. Or maybe I already did. I don't know. See, I told you I didn't plan this vlog. It's fine. But I just want to, at the end of this, just give a shout out and all the love in the world for everyone who is teaching in brick and mortar right now, who is teaching virtually, whether they planned to or not right now, who is homeschooling their kids, whether it's just making sure to be there with them while they do their virtual schoolwork, or literally homeschooling them and taking your time to teach your kid every single subject, or even being that parent that has to go to work but is constantly texting with your children about what they're doing, making sure that they're on time with everything and on task. All the love in my heart goes out to every single one of you. And let me also include all the people that don't have kids, that are there to help pick up the slack and support all their friends that are dealing with all of this. So really, all the love in my heart goes to everybody that is dealing with this situation, but it takes such a strong community to get through this together and keep education going. And I think all y'all are just amazing. So keep doing what you're doing, and I will keep doing what I'm doing. I do love my job so very much. I have loved it for 10 years, and I don't see, even if this channel blows up and I become this huge YouTube star, never gonna happen. But even if it did, I would still keep this job because I love it that much. I don't know who I am if I am not teaching. So, and I'm sorry that this vlog is kind of all over the place. I did not plan it. I just said I want to talk to you guys about what I do. So here I am talking to you guys about what I do. Anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and talking about my day job. And do me a favor, show some love to a teacher that you know, because trust me, right now, they need it. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. This channel is full of all kinds of fun stuff. Very random right now, but one day I'll find my niche and it'll be fine. Subscribe to this channel, Jen of All Trades, and hit the notification bell to know when I release a video. I have no schedule right now, so that notification bell would be very, very handy. Thank you guys so much again, and I'll see you in a video real soon.